we on? Yep, we're on. Let me put you where I can see you. Apes. My little baby apes. How's everybody doing this fine Sunday? Alright. This time of year, I get busy. And I'm really tired today because I was doing what I was doing yesterday and came home, had something to eat quick, and I fell asleep at like 6 o'clock. Slept till like midnight. Woke up to pee, and I could have gone back to bed, but music bug was buzzing in my ear, so stayed up till like 5:30, just jamming, shit riffs, Just something I have to do. I have to play music. It's not really a choice. It's something I have to do in life. Same thing with the dogs. Matter of fact, my girl just got back in town, so I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing her and letting her use me like a fucking slave, because that's what I want. Not like that. Talking about with the dogs. See what she can find for me to do, because I'm getting antsy. Nonetheless, it's this time of year where I get busy, and I bring some of this shit on myself because I procrastinate, and I'll go fuck off somewhere else for a day, go hang out at my buddy's canvas shop and bullshit with him for a fucking day instead of doing what I should be doing. But that's also kind of been the way things have always been. I've always been able to perform under pressure. When I was in the wrecking business, I just, everybody, a lot of the guys, we would have very strict deadlines on certain jobs, and people would be really scared. I was never scared. I loved it. I loved being on a tight deadline. So maybe that's part of the reason I do some of this shit to myself. But I was listening to Randy today. It's on my channel. I think it's called like Randy Rhoads Full Guitar Lesson or something like that. It was actually a seminar he gave. There's no video. It's just audio. I think I put like pictures in it. But you can just listen to Randy talk and talk about what was going on back then. One of the things he said on there, I believe he was talking about Diary of a Madman, when he said, yeah, we don't do that song live, we use the tape. I think that's what he said, is we use the tape, which I don't know whether that's true or not. I'm guessing it's probably really not, because back then was not as much as it is now. Although, Ozzy Osbourne finally came to a point in his life where he fully admitted, he had a ghost singer for years. He had a singer, backstage singing along with him. There's ghost everything. We're all fully aware of ghost guitar players that are playing where you can't see them because the guitar player of the band was too drunk to play. That's been going on for years, and audio help has been going on for years. Recently caught that Milli Vanilli thing. There was a clip or something where they were talking about Milli Vanilli when that time the CD skipped and kept on skipping and skipping and skipping. And that was pretty funny because, they were by far yeah, Milli Vanilli was a kind of an exception because it was a completely different set of singers and everything. But a lot of bands, and especially nowadays, it's pretty much everything you hear live, quote live, is pre-recorded. And it's a shame because, you used to go to the show because you wanted to see, the live performance of things. But it's just not that way anymore. And it hasn't been that way for a long time. Most of your favorite bands used audio tracks live. I'm sorry to inform you if you don't know this, but that's just the way it is. I gotta check out this this vehicle real quick and see what's up with it. So I'm gonna pause you guys for a second, and I'll be right back. Big old rooster right there. Kind of out here in the sticks a little bit. There's a car for sale there. Need to get my daughter into a different vehicle, something safe, and that might possibly be it. It's a fucking Camry, She needs something that's safe and it's not gonna fucking cause her to call me at random times and say, "Dad, my car's broke down." You know what I mean? Need to put an end to that. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. It's a Toyota Camry. The motherfucker will run forever. So I'll inform her about that. But anyway, I was talking about audio tracks in live situations and how bands have been doing that for probably a lot longer than many of you think. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. Now, for us, little guys, that's not the way it was. We played live performances. I've never had an audio track playing behind me. It'd be great in a lot of ways, but I don't know. I would think I would feel like I was being fraudulent to the audience. You know what I mean? But I'm also not disagreeing with it completely because I get it, especially when you're in a fucking stadium, and you need to fill that air with sound. But anyway, I would much prefer to hear just the live band, even if they totally suck that night. It doesn't matter because I don't know. I know how it goes. But that also brought me back to a topic I've talked about before, which is, when you go to a recording studio. Most recently, I just got that amplifier, and I want to be able to show you guys what that amplifier could do. And I can't do that currently because, the quality of my videos is basically through a camera. I mean, a phone camera, And I really don't play a lot of guitar on my channel because, unless it's through a practice amp, because normally, even when I'm practicing, with a 4x12 cabinet and a 100-watt head. And this thing just won't handle that. So I've been talking to a couple of guys, shout out to Ed Dana, about, what kind of interface should I get, and probably upgrade the camera too so that I can start playing more guitar on my channel. And, but anyway, and that brings me to, every time I've been recorded, it's been somebody else has done the recording in a studio setting, whether it be a home studio or a actual studio. So I don't know a lot about recording. I know I've recorded the band years ago on a Fostex or a Tascam 4-track, record, band practice or whatever, because there's always shit that comes up and it's like, oh, you don't remember it later. You think you'll remember it later, but you won't. But, going into these recording situations, a lot of people don't believe the fact that, probably most of your favorite guitarists on the record you heard, they were reamped. And what I mean by that, if you go into a professional recording studio, you bring all your shit in, you do your thing. But the engineer, producer, whatever his title is, whatever he decides his title is, and I'm not taking away anything, because those guys help to produce the music. They usually run a clean line out on the guitars and bass and all that shit. Yeah, you're recording and later on, you hear the master and you're like, oh man, do I sound good? Well, it's not that you sound good I'm going to say a lot of the time. You don't sound good because your your gear's so great. A lot of the times, the reason you sound so good is because the engineer took his clean line and reamped it and did his thing. And that's why these guys are so important, man. And I know for the longest time, I don't know about anymore, but it used to be, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago on YouTube, man, when you talked about this stuff that I'm talking about right now, people were like, no, fuck that, dude, you're fucking stupid. Okay. But yeah, that's the way it goes. And the reason it goes that way is because, when you go to a professional recording studio, a good recording studio, these guys want to give you the best possible live performance. That's what I always aim to achieve. I'm not the guy that says, okay, go lay a drum track, we'll lay a guitar track, and then we'll lay a vocal on it, like, a lot of bands do. A lot of bands did not start out that way. They went into the studio and, you captured the best live recording of the band. And I still stand behind that to this day. If I were to go into a recording studio with a band, I would want to capture the best live recording of each song. You know what I mean? That's how I like to record. I don't like to record one at a time, instruments, and then blah, blah, blah. And I'm not necessarily saying there's anything wrong with that. It's just that for me, I have to feel it. When I'm playing with somebody, I have to feel it. You know what I mean? And if you've been playing guitar for a while and with other people, you know what I'm talking about. When there's just times where there's people you meet and you can jam with them, and it's almost like you have this invisible connection with each other where you can just look at each other and you know where you're going next. The magic. And that's the feeling that I love the most, is that magic. And I miss it. And it was the reason that I stayed up, from midnight till 5 a.m. this morning. Because that is also something else I need to do. I need to start making time for this. Now that this virus is hopefully settling down and whatnot, really want to get some guys in a room and jam together. No need to discuss what a crazy year it's been, especially for people who like to play music, not getting together and all that stuff. But yeah, the magic, man, that feeling. And I know there's several of you that watch this channel that know exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about the magic and the feeling you get from playing with other people. Man, I really miss that. So I've got to, I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, you can't take away my motherfucking weed. I decided earlier this year that this summer is going to be the summer of me. You know, I'm gonna make sure I make time for me, because you know, for several years now, nothing has been about me. It's all been about other people and making sure other people's needs are met and taken care of, and you know, and the end result is I usually get fucked over in the end, which I expect. It's a shame I expect that, but that's just, you know, the way it's always been. I'm the type of person, I'm a giver. My daughter's the same way. She gives to the point where even when she doesn't have it to give, she gives. And I'm trying to, you know, work that out with her, because I know how that is, and I know the mistakes I made at her age, and I don't want her to repeat my mistakes. When you're a giving, loving person, you know, it's kind of like that's also something you have to do in life. But truth of the matter is we all need to make that time, not make that time, take that time for ourselves. We deserve it, you know. We worked hard for it. We helped other people. We gave and gave and gave until we, you know, couldn't give any more, and then kept giving even after that. And you know, you get to a point where, you know, it's like, you know what, I need to treat myself too, because I'm worth it. So I very quickly got out of that state of mind this year already. As the weather started warming up, I'm doing for others. You know what I mean? And I was getting on that path already, so I had to put myself in check. And last night was a good example, because I had, you know, was by myself playing music and had time to think. And I'm taking that back. I'm still going to do what I'm going to do for others, and it's because I want to do it. It's not because I have to do it. It's because I want to do it. And of course, I'm still going to, you know, make my side money and all that. But I've got to keep myself in check to make sure that I'm doing the things that I need, the things that I want to be doing, but also the things that I need to be doing for myself. You know, I need to be out fishing. I haven't been on Lake Erie since 2014. Believe that? It's the last time I've been out on Lake Erie fishing, 2014. That's just fucking stupid. I've got the boat to do it. It's fucking 40 minutes away to the launch site that I go to. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous. You know, I'm going to play my music. I'm going to work with dogs as much as I can. I'm going to try to help get these dogs out of bad situations and bring them into loving situations where, you know, we can look them in the eyes and promise them that they will be loved from here on out for the rest of their lives. These are the things that are important to me, you know. Helping my daughter, you know, get her life on track. This stuff is important to me. You know, she's, like I said, I'm trying to help her to make sure she doesn't make the mistakes that I've made. And she's already made, you know, some of those mistakes, and she's correcting them right now. So, you know, yeah. I guess what this video is about, when it boils down to it, it's really just a video documentary of me putting myself in check and making sure that that I'm doing the things that I need to be doing for my own happiness and joy. You know, there's nothing wrong with being happy and living in a state of joy. And you know, for people like me who give to other people, it gets to a point where it's almost like you start feeling bad about feeling good, and there's a lot of that goes on in my family, you know, which is, so it's like hereditary, right? It's kind of like a disease, I guess. But fuck that, man. I'm not doing that no more. You know, I deserve to feel good. If I'm gonna be on this earth, I deserve to feel good, and I deserve to be happy, and I deserve to feel joy. Wow, I don't even know. This video took a turn that I didn't even realize was taking this turn. But nonetheless, I'm pulling into an auto parts store for my daughter's car, and I've got to pick up some parts and hopefully get this fucking piece of shit back on the road for a little while longer. And then we're gonna have to get her into something else. So, on that note, I'm gonna wish y'all peace out. Excuse me. Make sure y'all are keeping joy in your life. God bless you.